This is the heartwarming story of a shelter dog who found his voice and completely shattered everything I thought I knew about love. It started on an ordinary Tuesday morning in March 2024 when I walked into the Riverside County Animal Shelter with no expectations whatsoever. I wasn't even planning to adopt that day. I was just volunteering, cleaning cages and refilling water bowls like I'd done for months. The shelter smelled like disinfectant and loneliness, the fluorescent lights buzzing overhead while dozens of dogs barked in desperate chorus. But then I heard something different, a sound that didn't belong. It was almost like humming, rhythmic and intentional, cutting through the chaos from the far corner of the kennels. I followed that sound like it was calling my name. Cage number 17. Inside sat a medium-sized pit bull mix with soulful brown eyes and a coat that looked like someone had painted him with patches of caramel and cream. But he wasn't barking. He wasn't whining. He was making these deliberate, melodic sounds, almost like he was trying to form actual words. I knelt down slowly, my heart pounding, and he moved closer to the gate, never breaking eye contact with me. Then he did it again. That strange sound that was impossibly, undeniably human-like. "Are you trying to tell me something?" I whispered. He tilted his head, and I swear something passed between us in that moment. Understanding, recognition, a connection I couldn't explain but could feel in my bones. And if you're still watching but haven't subscribed yet, this moment right here is why I need to pause. This story gets even more incredible, but so many people watch and leave without hitting that button. If this connection between me and that dog in cage 17 touches something in you, please subscribe. Not for me, but because what happens next is the kind of story that reminds us why we're all here. His name was Apollo, according to the faded card on his cage. 7 years old, found wandering Highway 215, no microchip, no owner looking for him. He'd been at the shelter for 83 days. That number made my chest tight. 83 days of waiting in a concrete kennel while hundreds of people walked past, choosing younger dogs, cuter dogs, quieter dogs. But Apollo wasn't quiet. He had so much to say and nobody was listening. I asked the shelter coordinator if I could spend time with him in the outdoor play area. She smiled knowingly, like she'd been waiting months for someone to finally notice him, and handed me a leash. The moment we stepped outside into the California sunshine, Apollo transformed. He didn't run around frantically like most shelter dogs do when they finally taste freedom. Instead, he walked beside me, matching my pace perfectly, and every few steps he'd make those sounds again. Not barking, not whining, talking. I sat down on the grass and he immediately settled next to me, placing his head on my lap. Then he looked up at me and let out the longest string of sounds I'd ever heard from any dog. It lasted maybe 30 seconds. There were different tones, different rhythms, pauses in all the right places. It was a story. I didn't understand the words, but I understood the meaning. He was telling me about loneliness, about waiting, about hoping someone would finally see him. Tears rolled down my face before I even realized I was crying. "I see you," I told him. "I see you, Apollo." His tail wagged slowly, deliberately, and he made a soft sound that felt exactly like relief. I adopted him that afternoon. The paperwork took 45 minutes, but it felt like hours because I couldn't wait to take him home, to give him the life he'd been waiting 83 days to have. When we finally walked out of that shelter together, Apollo stopped at the door, turned back to look at the building one last time, and made a sound I can only describe as a goodbye. Not sad, but acknowledging, like he was closing one chapter and opening another. But what happened when we got home? That's when things got truly unbelievable. The first night, Apollo wouldn't leave my side. He followed me from room to room, those melodic sounds continuing like he was narrating every moment. But around midnight, something changed. He stopped mid-sentence, his ears perked up, and he stared at my bedroom door with an intensity that made my skin prickle. Then he made a sound I hadn't heard before, low, urgent, warning. I opened the door to find smoke seeping under the hallway baseboard, an electrical fire in the walls that hadn't triggered the smoke detector yet. If Apollo hadn't alerted me, if I'd been asleep for another 10 minutes, we might not have made it out. The fire department said we were incredibly lucky, but I knew it wasn't luck. It was Apollo. He'd been trying to tell me something from the moment I met him, and I'd finally learned to listen. After that night, our bonds became unshakable. He talks constantly, especially in the morning and at bedtime. He has specific sounds for different needs. One means hungry, another means outside, a third means he just wants me to sit with him. I started responding verbally to everything he said, and our communication system evolved into something beautifully unique. Friends thought I was crazy until they met him. Even my veterinarian was fascinated. She'd never encountered anything quite like it in 20 years of practice. Apollo taught me something profound. We spend so much time looking for perfect communication, perfect understanding, perfect relationships. But real connection doesn't require perfection. It requires presence. It requires listening, truly listening, even when the language is unfamiliar. Apollo and I don't speak the same language, but we understand each other completely. Now, 6 months later, Apollo is thriving. He's gained 15 pounds, his coat shines like polished wood, and those soulful eyes that once held so much sadness now sparkle with pure contentment. He still talks to me every single day, morning conversations on the bed, afternoon commentary during our walks, evening discussions on the couch. And every time he speaks, I respond, because he taught me that being heard is one of life's most fundamental needs. People ask me all the time if I rescued Apollo, and I tell them the truth. We rescued each other. He rescued me from a life where I wasn't really listening, where I was moving through days without truly connecting, where I thought I understood love, but was only scratching the surface. Apollo showed me that love is a language beyond words. It's presence, it's patience, it's choosing to see someone when the world keeps walking past. It's 83 days of hope that finally gets answered. It's a dog who wouldn't stop talking until someone finally listened. So here's what I want you to think about. How many Apollos are out there right now, waiting in shelters, trying to tell their stories to anyone who will listen? And what if I told you Apollo wasn't the only one at Riverside who could do this? Because 3 weeks ago, I went back to that shelter, and what I found in cage 22 made my blood run cold.